Probably good morning. Good morning. I said good morning. If you're watching this later, share with seven. And give me a moment. Soon we get a couple people in. If we get a couple people in, we'll go ahead and get started. But we talking about the course of your day. The course of your day. And I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna start out by telling you one thing. One thing. One thing. Just wait though. Anyway, I hope your day is going semi okay, because there's good news that it could get better. So even if your day started off weird, you can change it. What you have control of, you can create the shift. Sure, you can't control what comes at you, but as you probably already heard, you can change how you respond to it. So if you have if your day started off and you like feeling like that, first thing you have to stop doing today and moving forward. Stop saying, "Oh, I know how this day is going to go." No, you don't. Stop claiming a bad day. How many of you guilty of that? Day started off. Day started off. Your, your day started off on the wrong foot, and you like, well, I see how this day's gonna go. How many of you are guilty of that? First of all, you're not God, so you have no idea how your day is gonna go. But if it started off negative, like stop claiming that for your like. Stop claiming that. Stop claiming it. You speaking that into existence, and not that it's actually gonna happen bad for you. It's because you have that mindset and that perspective. You're gonna automatically look for the bad in everything that comes your way. Shift that. Claim an awesome day, but you have to make sure that you are doing everything you can to keep the negativity out of your space, your thoughts, um, like your perspective, like everything. You have to make sure that you are contributing and being intentional about you having an awesome day. So I just came on here just to tell you that no matter how bad your day perhaps maybe started, it don't have to end that way. In fact, it won't end that way. But you have to make sure that you change like the outlook of your day. Yeah, sure, your day probably started off weird and off, and you probably woke up with some things on your heart from last night. Let those things go, because it's going to torment you throughout the day, and I guarantee you will have a bad day. No one deserves to have a bad day. No one deserves to have bad things happening to them. Unfortunately, it happens, but how we respond is 1000% up to us. All right, so whatever music that puts you in a good mood, like I'm not against rap. I just can't do rap these days. If I do rap, it's Christian rap. That's me though. It have nothing to do with you. It may be R&B for you. It may be old school blues. It could be jazz for you. Whatever it is that puts you in a good mind space, a healthy frame of mind, whatever like puts you in a good mood, kind of like chill and mellow you out and just have you, you know what I'm saying? Like, then have at it. Do the things that's going to help you like be more relaxed and not on the edge, not ready to jump down somebody's throat. Whatever it is that help you pull back, like, then do that. We talking healthy things. I'm not talking about, you know, or anything that, like, those are temporary. I mean, like, um and so I just want to encourage you to go out and have a really good day today, regardless of how your day started. Because it started out doesn't mean it has to end that way. Change your perspective, how you viewing your life, your current situation, and your day all together. And say, I'm not that. No, my day will. I'm not gonna allow this to give. I'm not gonna allow this to ruin my entire day. I'm not going to allow them to ruin my entire day. I'm gonna do what I can in this day to make sure that it at least go smoothly. At least it be stress free. Like, whatever that is, like, know what that looks like, picture that, and then just make sure you go out and have that type of day. Sure, things is going to come at you, especially the enemy when he know we trying to be on something new, something different. He yeah, he throw all type of things our way, and not all the time it's the enemy. Sometimes it's just be our what they call it, stinking thinking. So with what you have control of, for as how you respond to everything and everyone come to you, then just make sure that you keep your emotions and just keep everything at bay. Like, the moment you feel something to where your mood about to shift, cut off conversation. Just cut it short. Just be like, I'll holler at you later. You don't have to be rude about it. Just be like, I'll just talk to you a little bit. I gotta go. You know what I mean? It could be people at your job, people at school. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes they all around us, and sometimes it could just be us. But we talking about people around us, the culture that we're in, the environment. You know, just pull back and just stay to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, tune out the negativity that you hear in people talk, the profanity and the complaint, and just try to tune that out and focus in and lock in on what you got going on. Don't worry about any of that. If you gotta hum your favorite music to yourself to tune them out, please, by all means, do that. You know what I mean? Like, if you have to quote scriptures out loud to where you can't hear them, but, like, obviously not loud, but, you know, you reciting scripture or whatever, or you just talking to the man, letting them know, like, help me stay focused on what I'm doing. Like give me a peace that can't be broken. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about how you handle it. As long as you keep this under control, your thoughts under control as much as you can, like what you're hearing, what you're seeing, you keep that under control, like, you'll be all right. But you have to make sure that you are really intentional about doing it. You know who the negative people are that you rock with at your job. Let them know you'll call them when just tell them I'll call you when I get off. You know what I mean? You feel me? Let them know I'll holler at you tomorrow if God wake me up in the morning. I'm serious with that part, but, you know, like, it don't have to, you know, sound bad like that. But just let them know you'll just talk to them later. You got some things on your mind, and, you know, you just kind of like in your head right now. I mean, I don't think you wouldn't be lying. In your head, you like, I'm gonna have a good day. So you're in your head to make sure, like, what do I need to do to make sure I have a good day? So it's not like you're lying. I'm not suggesting to do that, because me personally, I try not to put myself in situations to where I have to lie. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, that's just me, though. So it's not. So I would never tell you, hey, do or say something that you're really not doing. So, like, you like, I'm gonna have a good day. Like, you in your head, making sure that you're intentional about doing that. Just let them know I'm in my head right now. I got, you know, kind of focus on some things, which you wouldn't be lying, because you're focused on having a good day, and let them know like you'll chop it up with them, even on your lunch break. Don't think because you got the first half of your work day or school, um, you got that down pack and you knocked it out the park. Like, no, it's not over with yet. You still have the rest of the day to go, and half of that is in the negative environment, the culture that you're in right now. You know what I'm saying? So even at lunch, like stay to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, in fact, while you're at lunch, think about some things that you enjoy doing that give you peace, that take your mind off chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like things that like you think you would enjoy doing, tap into your passion. You know what I'm saying? And then like if you can start doing that on your downtime, like on your lunch breaks, that way when you get home, like when we doing things that we love, although we're at a job that we don't really care for, doing what we don't really care to do, that buys us time from burnout. Some of you are probably already at that point where you burnt out where you are. And it's like it's torture because like I don't know what else to do. So instead of always reaching out to somebody, hopping on the phone, talking to somebody, text messaging, social media, doing all of these things that's counterproductive to your life in general, like take that time, like figure out like what are some things that I enjoy doing. Let me start doing those things. Even if it's by yourself. Like do it. I remember my brother and I, when we was teenagers, my dad used to always tell us, because you know we had like 400 partners in the hood. No exaggeration. We just had a lot of, all of them was my nigga. You know what I mean? And my pops used to always like, why do y'all hang out with all them people? You're like, you don't need all them. Y'all have each other. Just go out to eat. Go to a bar by yourselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, when he was saying that, like we was actually, of age at that point, but it wasn't about the thing. It's just like find out, like go and do something else other than just hanging out with your friends, because you're not doing anything productive in life. Like go hang out with each other. You know what I'm saying? Go out to eat. Go do something else. You know what I'm saying? Other than that. But couldn't tell us nothing. I don't know where any of them are today. Maybe, well, a couple. But I mean, I probably talk to them once every year or two or something like that. And it's like we still brothers. You know, I have another close friend that like we like close. We talk every few months, you know what I'm saying, just to check up on each other, make sure we good, shoot a text message here and there on some some joking stuff or whatever, and and we continue on, you know what I mean? Like, so like you don't need a crowd. You don't always have to be around somebody. When you by yourself, like when you by yourself and you're doing things by yourself, it's easy for you to learn yourself. Find out what you like, what you enjoy doing, like what you don't like, what you get what I'm saying? Because like you by yourself, so you're locked in, you're in tune with self. When you have other people around, sometimes they can be a distraction. Sure, they be like, hey, let's go try this, let's go try that. Cool. Like then you might learn some things that you like doing like that. But spend more time by yourself. Like, but on a quest to learn more about you and the things that you enjoy doing. That way you can get aligned with whatever God created you to do in this life. You can find out what he has gifted you with, and you get what I'm saying. So especially like when you spending that time with Christ and having those conversations, you had a relationship with him, and you going throughout your day to day like that, like man, you'll be surprised what you learn about yourself. what he revealed to you about you. You'll be surprised. So as it relates to burnout, um, and I'm speaking to this because I've gotten burnt out at my jobs like over the years, like on a number of occasions. Is because in the beginning I wasn't doing anything constructive. I was going to work and hopefully I can bring in enough money to where I can pay all my bills. You know what I mean? Like to where I ain't have to struggle. Like that was my focus. Maybe that's your focus. But in the quest of that, I was where I didn't want to be. So I got burnt out easily. It used to be like the first couple of years, within the first couple of years I get burnt out. But then it got to a point where like within the first year, I'm like, okay, like yeah, this is, you feel me? And it wasn't until I it wasn't until I always go to 2018 because that's when everything changed for me. It was 2018 when I surrendered to Christ and just said like whatever your will is for my life, like show me the way, I follow. And he started to give me instructions every single day on what to do before he revealed to me what my calling and purpose was, and a few gifts a year and 4 months later, like he gave me something else to focus on. I didn't know what he was instructing me to do had anything to do with my kingdom duties. He was preparing me for purpose. I didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So when I was at these jobs and not knowing what I was created to do and stuff like that, it's like the burnouts was real. But once I got aligned with his plan for my life, and every day trying to stay in alignment with his plan, like the negativity around me, like just everything, like it didn't bother me like that. There's times where I lost focus and I reacted to it, but for the most part, like I don't really experience burnout. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm at work, I'm doing something pertaining to purpose. When I'm at home, like now, I've been going to the house. I've been what am I about to do? I got to prepare. I have to prepare more content on for my next 2 or 3 posts today on LinkedIn. You get what I'm saying? Like, but it's teaching what I've been sharing with you all for months now. Um, so did not my work didn't start here and it doesn't stop here. You know what I'm saying? Because God have a greater plan, and I don't know what all it is. I just want to be a part of it. So that's why I encourage you all to like really like get serious about your personal relationship with Christ, so you'll know him personally, and you'll find out why you're here. Because I mean, we're not here just to go and pay bills. We're not. That's what type of life is that? Like he created us for a reason and a purpose. So like and I got other stuff I have going on pertaining to purpose. So when I'm at home it's purpose work. When I'm at work it's purpose work. Like, and so it's like I really don't have time to be having conversations with other individuals complaining about the job and complaining about this and that. I don't have time. Honestly, I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Like, but if they're coming off like um, they come have a conversation with me, and then they kind of like sharing kind of like what they're feeling and some things that they're dealing with, or something that happened in the workplace or whatever, then I'll try to be led to give encouragement or give them a different perspective. Every time I give them something, or every time I give someone something and they counter it with something negative, or they counter it with um, um, uh, basically they not trying to hear what I'm saying, then I know it's no point. Then I just hear whatever they say, and I just be like, hey, it's all good. Like it's it'll blow over, or just try to make sure you try to keep it together, focus on what you got going on, and Let them do whatever they're gonna do, and you just, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, but other than that, like, I don't care to hear negativity. Like, it's contagious. I don't care to be around it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. I don't. Um, Again, I don't mind being used, God using me in ways pertaining to that. But when, like, you ever like, somebody ever called you, or you having a conversation with somebody, and they complain about this, or they complain about that, and every time, like when it's your turn to speak, you give them, it's some good advice, but then too, they counter is something negative, or they counter with something, like, it's like, okay, what are we having this conversation for at this point? You feel me? So yeah, but yeah, so my point is, hold on, excuse me. I gotta wipe my nose. I don't want all up in my business like that. Hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. How's your nose stopped up, but it's still running? It just doesn't make sense to me in life. You know what I mean? But no, so when you have an aim, when you have a focus, when you have a purpose, like when you have goals, you don't have time for the extra outside of what I got going on. What a dedicate what a dedication, man. You uploaded 2K videos on your YouTube channel. Nope. Nope. I don't do the gaming thing, sorry. Um so yeah, once you going after something, like, you don't have time for the anything that's gonna distract you, anything that's gonna kill your energy, anything that's gonna kill your focus, anything that's gonna, like, discourage you in it. Like, it's like, we have to protect that. So if you're experiencing burnout, like, what does your day to day look like? What is your reason and purpose for your everyday? If you be like, I don't really know, like, I go to work, pay bills, I'm going to school right now, or like whatever it is, then it's like you have to narrow it down, and you can't give yourself your own purpose. We have goals, but we didn't create us. Like, what is a car for? What was a car created for? What was an airplane created for? What was a bridge created for? What were animals and trees and stuff like that created for? It was created with a purpose. It was created for a purpose. So, like, tires didn't say, you know what, I'm gonna make myself a rubber, and like, no, like, it just, we are the creation. We need to get in close proximity to the creator to find out, as the creation, what did you creator create me for. He gives us the purpose. We don't give our own purpose. You ever seen anybody was on this great mission? It was, they swerving down as their purpose in life, but then too, they achieved that, and it's like, I don't know what else to do. It was a goal. It was probably a Mount Everest goal that you had, a big gigantic goal that you had, and it took you years to finally achieve it. It was simply a goal. It wasn't your purpose. Shout out from Mexico for sure. New Mexico for sure. Shout out. How you doing, my brother? Um, so find out the life that you are supposed to live in Christ. And does that mean you will never experience burnout again? No, that does not mean that. Um, but how 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 we still experience burnout, although we know what our calling and our purpose is, and we're actively doing that daily, is when we lose sight and lose focus on what we're supposed to be locked in on. When we're going through the struggles in life, when we are aligned with purpose and walking it out, then we won't even really be affected by what's going on around us, although our situation can be not the best. But the moment we start focusing on how hot the fire is, we lost focus. Now we start to think about how uncomfortable it's feeling. Then we start to thinking about how this is not right. Why do it have to happen to me? Like, why me? I'm just trying. I've been trying to do the right thing. I've tried every like when we start focusing on whatever that one thing is, we start paying attention to everything around us, and we lose focus. And sometimes it's hard to snap back. It could go days before we snap back into it. By then, we going to work. We going to work the job that we already didn't like. We go to work with a different type of mindset and a perspective that we didn't have before. But now we're no longer focused on mission. We're no longer focused on calling and purpose. We're no longer um, uh, we're no longer in having that intimacy with Christ anymore. So we just all the way off balance. So we go to work to a job that we've always hated, but because we were locked in on our relationship with Christ, doing the kingdom work that He would give us to do on a daily basis. Now, because those things aren't the focus, He's not the focus. Now, everything that was already going on around us that never affected us, we're being greatly impacted by it negatively. Then we find ourselves having conversations from the people that we've been avoiding because we know they negative. We know they always complaining. Now we're entertaining their shenanigans. And now we find ourselves becoming more negative, complaining. When we had the right mindset perspective to where we had a good positive attitude in spite of the culture, now attitudes stink. We snapping on almost everybody. We being insubordinate to management. We doing we doing bare minimal. Like it just goes down here from there. It just goes down here from there. From what like allowing ourselves to get knocked off or distracted by one thing. And it could take weeks or even months to get that back. You get what I'm saying? So just because just because we're walking with Christ and we doing the work that we were created to do doesn't mean we don't experience burnout. It just minimize it. And all it takes for us to do to entertain the smallest thing. The Bible tells us not to give the enemy a foothold. That's all he needs. It could be a thought. It could be something that we hear. It could be something that we messed around and watched. It could be being around the wrong person. Like it could be the smallest thing that takes us off, like distracts us, and it can really knock us off our game for weeks and months, and some people years, and others they never get it back. So burnout, it becomes all the way real. Like it just turned out to be like a really bad thing. So um to bring it back in though, as I get ready to close, because this can be my distraction. Again, like I said a minute ago, I have work to do inside, so I finna have to get off anyway. But to bring it back in, no matter how your day started, in fact, let's go here. No matter how your life started, good morning, Chelsea. No matter how your life started, how your life been going, you can't control what comes to you, what come at you, but you can definitely control how you respond to it. Be careful how you respond to it. Be careful how you respond to it. Because how you respond to it is it's from what's going on in your mind. You feel me? It's going on, most likely is coming from how you're feeling. So govern that. We can't be on victim. We can't. Because if we're on victim, why me? So when we have that why me mentality, when we have that, we looking at all the unfair things that's happening to us. Then we get on like I'm a good person, like I don't deserve this, and you probably are a good person, no doubt. And honestly, you probably don't deserve it. But life isn't perfect, and it's not always gonna go smoothly. It's just what it is. Life happens. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's decisions that we've made, life happens. Consequences for our actions, life happens. Or even if we didn't do anything to bring it on ourselves by God design, life happens. Can't control that. We can't control the decision making we can't control the decisions we make moving forward. So we have to be intentional with our decision making, because only good or bad going to come from the decisions that we make every day, whether it's immediately or 10 years down the line. That decision going to lead us somewhere. So we can control our decision making and being intentional about the decision that we make, making sure it's aligned with what we're trying to do and who we're trying to become, what we're trying to have, so on and so forth. We can control that. Um, and we can also control how we react to 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 life when it's happening out of our control. We have 100% control over that, but we can't control what life throws at us. We can't. So there's no point of complaining about what life is throwing at us. We should be complaining like, dude, like, why'd you respond like that? You knew better than that. Come on, girl, like, come on, what was you thinking? Make the necessary adjustments and get back in the game. That's it. That's it. You wake up the next morning. Sometimes we just wake up just in our head or in our feelings, or we just like just woke up in a weird mood. Not necessarily a bad mood, definitely not a good mood, just in a weird mood. And we just really not in a mood right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, everyone's entitled to that. But just because we wake up like that sometimes doesn't mean that's the energy we have to give out. That doesn't mean we have to be in that state the entire day. We can shift that. What are some things that put you back in a good mood? Is it music? Is it whatever it is? Whatever it is. I'm not talking about indulging in things you don't have no business or indulging in. I'm not talking about partaking in things you don't have no business partaking in. Things that's actually healthy and good for you. That bring out the best in you. Like get you like tapped in and in tune with self to where it's like, man, like it's gonna be a good day. You know what I mean? Like, you know what, regardless of how my day started, I deserve for it to go better. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's these things. Like we can shift how we are responding or reacting to what's coming at us on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes it's harder than other times. But are we even fighting against it though? Are we embracing the negativity? Are we embracing the foul mood that we're in? Are we embracing it? If we're embracing it, then like we really have nothing to complain about because we're not even trying to do anything to change it. No, I have the power to shift how we're responding to negative situations in our lives. Again, we can't control what's happening, what's coming at us, but we can shift and change how we're responding to it. We can be like, you know what? I'm not carrying this weight today. For the last 3 days, I've been holding on to this and it's been weighing me down. It's been breaking me down. I'm not doing that today. We have that choice to we can make that choice. We can make that choice. But when we choose to swim in it, dwell in it, abide in it, then what do we expect to change? How do we expect it to change? It's probably not because we're not doing anything to disrupt it. We're embracing it. Again, we have total control of how we respond to what's coming at us. My encouragement and hope for for you all is to, regardless of how your day started, how your life started, know that you can shift it and change it. You can shift it and change it. And like I always say, what does it look like though? If you had the power to change it, what would you want that change to look like? Would you want that change to be? How would you want to feel from it? How would you want to feel about it? Like what is it? And then boom, there's your mark. There's your aim, there's your goal, and work towards that. Throughout the day, work towards that. Every day, work towards that. Work towards that mark. Because that mark is on the other side. Or maybe. Not all the time. I just want to have peace in this storm that I'm going through. So obviously that's going through it. But obviously we want to get on the other side. But guess what? That peace is going to help us get through what we're going through to get on the other side of it. But we have to know what that looks like, set that mark, and then what do I need to do to start going in that direction? What do I have to start doing that's going to get me closer to that every single day? Knowing what that is, okay, and make a commitment to yourself. I deserve this, so I'm going to make sure I arrive here. Even if it take me all year long, I'm starting today. And every single day I'm going to show up. And I'm going to make sure I'm doing what's in my control to change this, to shift this, to make sure it will get better. Although it's bad right now, like I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure it gets better at some point. At some point in the near future. And have an understanding too that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And it shouldn't be easy, and we can't expect it to be easy if we never operated like this. If we never had that type of mindset and perspective. We're trying something new, so we're digging deep within ourselves to make sure that not only that we get through what we're going through, but shift and change the current to a better outcome. It's requiring us to tap deep within ourselves to pull something out of us, something better out of us, something greater out of us, like something much more out of us. So guess what that looks like? Because we're learning, we've learned the lesson because it has not changed. It like I've been embracing this. We finally learned our lesson. Okay, now I got to change this. It's not going to change itself. I got to do it. So that's a learning lesson right there when it's within itself. And tapping in within itself and like looking at, okay, this is what I have to do, and every single day doing that, like you're bringing the better version of you out. So that looks like growth and development, maturity. Like we're becoming better just with that decision and getting going on that path to make sure we arrive at this point or arrive at that place. Like we started the process of becoming a better version of ourselves. Just like that. Because we're tired of going through what we're going through. We're tired of feeling this way. We're tired of we tired of it. So guess what? That's why we that's why God allow or causes things to happen into our lives for learning, growth, maturity, and development. So we can become more of who He created us to be. When we when we when we mature, then He can trust us to handle He can trust us to handle things on the next level. When we handle ourselves accordingly, then He can trust us where He's trying to take us to, because we've proven that we no longer act like that. We no longer behave like that. Like now we careful with the decisions that we make. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about perspective, having the right mindset. And that will completely change our attitude, no matter what we're going through, no matter what our experiences are, no matter what the culture and the environment of the workplace like. It doesn't matter, because I'm locked in on becoming better, doing more, and doing better. Or shall I say, becoming better, doing better, doing better, becoming better, and doing more. And which why God created us in the first place. We are officially tapping into our new nature, our new self, for us who are in Christ. So minimize, eliminate the complaining about everything. Everything happens for a reason, whether we know the reason why or whether we understand why. Everything happened for a reason. We may never know what the reason is. Let's just make sure that we are in close proximity to Christ, to make sure we are responding in the way that He need us to respond, so He can have us in a right space, to where whatever that trial, whatever that experience, whatever that thing is that we're going through, that struggle, He's doing that work inside of us that He's trying to do inside of us, because He know what's next for us. Again, mindset, perspective, and that will change our attitude and our go through. But know that you have control. I have control over the decisions that we make, and you and I have control of how we respond to any and everything. But what comes our way, what comes at us, we can't control that. We can't control it. So why stress out and wig out over what we don't or can't control? It's unwanted stress. It's wasted energy. It doesn't serve us well, by no means at all. So why are we entertaining what's not helpful for us? What does not benefit us? I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but now that we are aware, we need to we need to take an inventory. What do we have to start doing to change that? Like, what are some practices and habits that we can we can implement, to where we won't continue to arrive at this same space, at this same place all over again. And once we get to figuring that out, we becoming more than we could ever thought that we will be, because we becoming a greater version of ourselves. And that's what we all are supposed to do. Where it's life that breaks us down, it's Christ that builds us up. But again, without the right mindset and perspective, we're doomed every time. We're doomed every time. So um that's all I have. So no matter how your day started, though it's not the best, no matter how your life started, though it's not the best, if you're still breathing, you're still here, he's not done with you, he still have a plan for you. Your plan ain't been working. If your plan isn't aligned with his plan for your life, it ain't it. Sure, the plan might be good for you and what you want in life because it's all about you. Well, it's no wonder why things, it seemed like it get better, but then it's like it get 4 times worse when it goes south for you, because you have your own plans for your life. The word says that many are the plans of man, but it is God's purpose that prevails. So we can plan all we like. Now, Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain. But it's according to the vision that God gives us. It's what he wants us to do. It's what he created us for. We're writing the plan, the blueprint of the life that God created us to have in his son Christ. So yeah, write the plan, but we have to always make sure we're leaving room for divine disruption and not complain about when is everything not going as planned. According to whose plan? It's going exactly according to his, maybe not yours or mine's. But even with that, we should consider pure joy, because he said, for I know the plans I have for you. I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to bring you hope in the future. We can't get, he know what's best for us. We are his creation. He know what's best for us. Always. No matter where we are. No matter what we're going through. No matter how good things are, how bad things are. He know what's best for us. So why are we going to complain about things that go as planned when we have a sovereign God who controls everything? Everything must go through his hands first. And he said, for I know the plans I have for you. The one who created everything said, I have a plan for you. And you, and you, and you, and you. Like the one who created everything said, I have a plan for you. And we complain when our plan don't go as we hope. No, he have a better plan for us. So now it's like, you know what? Whatever your will for my life is, that's what I want. Whatever your desires are for my life, make those my desires. I no longer want to live just for myself and just for my family. Ultimately, I want to live for you. Teach me how to be the husband, the father, the wife, the mother, the sister, the cousin, the aunt, like whatever you create me to be, like make me become that for you. Excuse me. And everyone else just benefits from that. But to the glory of your name and for the benefit of others, we should be praying for. And our everyday life situation should reflect that. Considering we ain't been on that, then we have to be intentional and make sure that we are conscious to do this. And the more we practice this, it becomes a habit. Practicing habits become a lifestyle. It'll become just how we get down. It'll be how we roll with it. Because we for real about our relationship with Christ and living out the will of God. for our life. You know what I mean? And that's how we begin to change our everyday, ultimately our life. Ultimately our life. Ultimately our life. So change your perspective of how you looking at what you're going through. And know that he still have a plan for you. It's just your plan isn't working. Now, Lord, what is your plan for my life? I surrender all. I don't know how to surrender. Teach me how. Help me to. I'm willing. Show me how. Show me what that looks like. And help me every single day too. But as we ask this, we have to go to him. I surrender my life to you today. What is your will for my life today? And again, as long as we continue this every single day, it become a lifestyle, and we really become about living a life in Christ that we were created to to live in Him. Make sense? So that's all I have. Share with 7. I'm gonna close in prayer, and then I gotta get in here, and I have work I need to do. So Father, thank you for this conversation. I pray that you use me to help at least one. Um, that today it's not over. That their life is not over. That we have not been living for you. So we haven't even got started yet, because you know the plans that you have for us. I pray that right now we surrender our life to you, surrender ourselves to you, submit to your will, make the decision to live for you every single day. And may your will for our life be done perfectly in, with, through, and for Jesus Christ. In Jesus' name, amen. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But man, just know, no matter what life throws at you, giving up isn't an option. Giving up isn't an option. And on the cool, when we don't do anything to disrupt whatever is happening in our life, where it's calling us to do something, that's a form of giving up. That's just being reactive. Whatever happens, happens. That's like giving up. You know what I'm saying? Like, find out what it is. Ask him, do you need me to be still in this moment? Do you need me to be still in this season? Or what is it that you need me to do? I don't want to act out of your will anymore. I want to make sure that I'm always in alignment. Excuse me. I want to always make sure I'm in line with what you want me to do. So help me, Lord, to not lean to my own understanding, but to do things your way and how you want me to do it. I'm struggling in this season of my life. And I know I got myself here. And I not only want to get through this with you, I wanna get through life with you. Show me what that looks like, and teach me how, because it's new to me. Or I walked away so many times, and I keep having to recommit myself, and you're patient and generous and kind and compassionate um, um, to me and about me. Like, I don't want to continue running no more. I don't want to continue um, giving up. I don't want to continue walking away. I don't want to continue leaning into my own understanding. Like, break me of myself and help me do it right. Not that's pleasing to me, not what's pleasing to anyone else, but what's pleasing to you. Walk with me day at a time, one step at a time. And please continue to be patient with me because you have been patient with me. Thank you. But I'm going to need a little bit more of your patience because I don't trust myself. I can mess up at any moment. And honestly, I'm tired of messing up. I'm going to do everything I can not to, but honestly, I can't do it without you. Help me. And one day at a time, after that, one step at a time. Just trusting him even when you can't see where you're going. Trusting him even when everything you touch, it's like it turns to vapor. Like it just, like nothing is, it's like you, wherever you step, it just crumbles. But guess what? There's one who's the rock, our foundation, never crumbles. So when it seems like that, guess what? You're continuing to walk. Why? Because you're walking on the foundation of Christ. Now build your life, your career, every area of your life up in him. And you'll see how solid your life will become. My life will become, according to what his word says and what I believe personally. Experiencing it so far only in certain areas and sometimes, and that's because I'm not always aligned. I'm not always connected like that. So, um, but yeah, there's a story in the Bible about the wise man and the foolish man. The wise man, some of you probably already know, the wise man built his house on sand, and when the water rose and the winds knocked up against it, the house fell. Um, the wise man built his house on rock. Same thing happens. It didn't fall. And when it comes down, like Christ the foundation, so when it comes down to keeping the word of God, and like that's what our life will begin to look like in every area, because it's built on rock, not on sand. That's for career. Some of you careers may be collapsing. Where is Christ at in that area of your life? It could be marriage. It could be marriage. It could be anything. Let's look around and see where Jesus is, and is he number one? Is he the rock? Is he the foundation? If not, then that's the answer to why things are falling apart. That's why things aren't connecting. That's why things isn't right. That's why things isn't getting better. Because he's saying, I'm the rock. The moment you put me in my rightful place above and first, above all, before anyone, everything, then what you're building on sand, it's not going to stand. It's not going to last. I'm the rock. I'm the foundation. You build your life up in me, then no matter what you go through, you will not fall. So, um, so I'll leave y'all with that. My mom just called, so I'm gonna call her back, and see what she's talking about as I get in position to do what I need to do here. And I love y'all greatly, and always keep going. It's always a part of the process. I hope that what I shared helped any of you, someone here. If you have to go back and rewatch it from the beginning, please do so. Share with seven, and just always know you got this. But make sure you're doing it, building it on the rock and the foundation of Jesus Christ. And no matter what storm you go through in life, you will not fall. If you do slip, he got you. He'll catch you. You know what I mean? Sometimes he carry us through it. But it's where your faith is too. It's where you get what I'm saying. So Christ the answer, he's the solution. There's no other way. There's no other way. Wide gate, narrow gate. One leads to destruction, and the narrow gate leads to life. That's the life in Christ. It's only one way. All right. I love y'all greatly. Stay blessed. Peace.